My name's Sarv. I currently go to UBC. I am in engineering and I graduate in hopefully in 2024. We'll see how that goes. I was born and raised in Calgary. And yeah, I started counseling actually about 2 years ago in 2018. And what kind of prompted my journey, I was honestly just feeling really, really depressed. Like it was like days of just being sad all the time. And I was like, why am I sad? Like it was kind of strange, not gonna lie. And now that I reflect back on it, it was something that was like I kind of made it like my identity. I remember talking about this through like my work with my counselor as well. Kind of just like I was like, oh, I'm depressed, right? It was like a kid, and I was really really sad, like heavily sad, brought down by life, not really motivated. I still remember the day I went. I was just really out of it. It was really hazy, like just like not really knowing. Um, Honestly thinking, completely victimizing myself. I walked in like victimized, like completely in this like persona. I found the most growth when I learned how to figure out things for myself. Like my counselor, she wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't be like, hey Sarv, like this is exactly like what you need to do, because that's not helpful, right? It was like you don't gain experience unless you don't do the thing. It's like it's not theory for me. I don't work off of theory. I'm more like experimental. And so it was really just honestly a lot about reframing how I look at the world, listening to my feelings instead of suppressing them, and just being more aware of especially my thoughts. I think what I learned through my journey is how much we undermine the power of the mind. So I think Becca and I would talk about this for about 8 months. She would talk about this. She would tell me, she was like, Sarp, you get to choose where like you invest your time in, right? Because it was like thinking about how we're also influenced by the people that are surrounded by us. And during high school, while I did have some good friends, I also had some friends that were a bit of a negative influence. And it was kind of just like, oh, thinking like, oh, peer pressure doesn't apply to me, right? Or like who is around me doesn't apply to me. But also, once again, it really does. It happens in almost like it's not a conscious thing. Like you're not gonna have thoughts fluttering into your head, being like, oh, I'm being pressured or like I'm being influenced. It doesn't happen almost like that. It's more of a subconscious thing, right? And so I still remember I was sitting there, and it was in COVID, it was in November or October or something, and I was sitting there and I was like, I don't want to spend time with this person because I don't feel good at the end of the day. And I remember I was telling her, I was like, I get to choose who I invest my time and power in, right? Or time and energy in. I was like, I get to choose. And Becca's like, yes, sir. Like, yes. It was almost like she's like, I've been trying to tell you this for like 8 months, but I'm like, glad you got it. It finally got there. We finally made full circle. I feel more like a clarity, like a little bit more clarity within myself. Actually, a lot more clarity, and just being able to accept some parts of myself that I wasn't like just kind of suppressed down, being able to accept like, hey, it's okay that if I need help or if I have a bad day, or learning that, hey, it's okay, like I can be sad. I feel really good at the same time as well, because I just being able to talk about this like this, being able to be confident in my own skin instead of I also just got out of high school as well. So it was instead of, because I felt like in high school there was this it was almost this unspoken about air that you had to just kind of like fit in, right? Do what everyone else wanted to do. And being able to like be an adult now, it's just being able to be like, hey, I want to be who I really am. And that way like I'll also attract good people around me as well. And I feel good. I feel it feels good to just be able to like, the reframing my thoughts process has been really great. That method, it's just been helpful. Honestly, it helped me gain a sense of confidence, because it was taking back power once again, being like, hey, this is standing my ground. What I see counseling as, I see it as a way to find like how to empower yourself and how to shed this victim skin, because I don't want to be a victim.